I'll tell you two, three things. One, I think what's important, extremely important for a program like this to succeed is the political will. I mean, there are a lot of officers who start off their service wearing the rose-tinted glasses, saying, you know, मैं दुनिया बदल दूंगा, मैं पूरा जो मेरा रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है, जो मुझे एकेडमी में सिखाया गया, पूरी तरह से उसको मतलब कामयाब करने में मैं दिलो जान लगा दूंगा. हर कोई ऐसे ही शुरुआत, हर किसी की शुरुआत ऐसे ही होती है. बट 2 साल बाद या 3 साल बाद यू बिकम अ बिट जेडेड. यू आर लाइक ओके, नथिंग्स गोना चेंज, द सिस्टम इज लाइक दिस. हमारे सीनियर ऐसे हैं, हमारे सुपीरियर ऑफिसर ऐसे हैं और पॉलिटिशियन ऐसे हैं. इसको करके थोड़े दिन में हम लोग सभी लोग जेडेड हो जाते हैं. वी गिव अप or we at least tend to slack. But I think what is important, as was pointed out by our Chief Secretary, is that each of us within our own realm of possibilities, within our own realm of influence, within our own sphere of influence, can effect a change. If private citizens, private individuals can effect a change without much support from the government, despite the government, in fact, if I have to say it, why can't we as people who run the government, why can't we as people who actually lead from the front or supposed to lead from the front, why can't we do it in spite of whatever perceived or real obstacles there are? The commonality of purpose, the unison of thought is something that we can certainly think of and learn from others. And there is no need to reinvent the wheel. If a state like Telangana is doing well in a short span of 5 years, as CP Goyal ji has pointed out, why can't other states do it? Why can't we do it in our own, little realms of possibilities and little realms of little domains of influence that we all have? If Telangana as a state can improve its green cover from 24 to 31.7% in toto, why can't we do it? Why can't other states do it? We set ourselves targets and we said we go aggressively against them. We can certainly make it happen. But what is more important is, as I was pointing out to your DG, a lot of us operate in silos. The IFS, the IAS, the IPS, each of our roles are cut out, the politicians, the public representatives. We all tend to operate with blinders, don't think about what's happening in the room next door or in the office next door. And we all tend to think that our job is important and what the other person is doing is not as important maybe. That kind of blinds us from this whole unison of purpose. I think that is the most important change. That is the most important message our Honorable Chief Minister has given us 7 days into his office in 2014. He brought a lot of us into the same room. Ministers who are responsible for urban development, ministers who are responsible for rural development, minister who is responsible for forest. Because these 3 departments, if we work together, are the key to success, the key to effecting a long-lasting change. He told us 2 things. He made a very passionate appeal. He said, this is not a program that is going to get me electoral dividends. A green drive, increasing green cover, typically हमें वोट नहीं देता. इसलिए बहुत सारे पॉलिटिशियन लोग उस पर ध्यान नहीं देते हैं. हम लोग हमेशा इस बात पे लगे रहते हैं कि कैपेक्स कैसे बिताया जाए, कैसे खर्च किया जाए, ताकि एक नया फ्लाईओवर बने, नया एक्सप्रेसवे बने, जिसको मैं दिखा सकूं और बोलूं कि ये हमारी तरक्की है, हमारी विकास है, एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा. उन्होंने कहा हमसे कि आई एम नॉट थिंकिंग अबाउट द करंट जनरेशन, आई एम थिंकिंग अबाउट फ्यूचर जनरेशंस. His appeal was so passionate, we were all moved. He said a city like Hyderabad, which is one of the fastest growing cities in India, and he says it repeatedly, not once. He said with a lot of passion and with a lot of concern. उन्होंने कहा कि एक ऐसा भी दिन आएगा, अगर हम अभी छोड़ देते हैं, अगर हम परवाह नहीं करते हैं या लापरवाह हम रहते हैं, तो ऐसा एक दिन आएगा जब आपको एक 5 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर का जगह हैदराबाद में ढूंढ निकालना पड़ेगा और वहां पे जितने भी इमारत हैं उन सबको गिरा के आपको फॉरेस्ट वहां पे उगाना पड़ेगा, झाड़ उगाना पड़ेगा. ऐसा ना हो कि हम लोग ऑक्सीजन के लिए तड़पें, ऐसा ना हो. इट माइट साउंड अ बिट एक्सट्रीम, इट माइट साउंड अ बिट एक्सट्रीम, इट माइट साउंड अ बिट रैडिकल, बट द फैक्ट इज there is massive degradation all over the planet in spite of our commitments at COPs and other things. One of the COP events was held in Hyderabad. For those of you who attended, when Dr. Manmohan Singh was the Prime Minister, I think, back COP 11, happened right here in the city of Hyderabad. And each COP, there are resolutions, there are, commitments given. Hardly many of them are actually adhered to. Even our Honorable Prime Minister, I think, was at COP26 recently. Is that COP26 or? And he had made a commitment कि 2070 तक हम इंडिया को नेट जीरो बनाएंगे. उन्होंने कमिटमेंट दिया है कि आगे आने वाले 48 ईयर्स में हमने इंडिया को नेट जीरो बनाना है. My humble appeal to the DG and all the officers of the state cadre and all leaders of their respective departments at the state level, and also leaders who in their right are leading India's afforestation drive. My humble appeal to you, अगर हम हिंदुस्तान में ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस का रैंकिंग ला सकते हैं और एक स्टेट को दूसरे स्टेट के मुकाबले लड़ा सकते हैं और उसके लिए एक माहौल क्रिएट कर सकते हैं, क्यों हम नेट जीरो का क्यों ऐसे ही एक प्रोग्राम नहीं चालू कर सकते हैं? वाई कांट वी स्टार्ट अ रैंकिंग सिस्टम ऑफ वन स्टेट अगेंस्ट अनदर, वन यूटी अगेंस्ट अनदर, एंड क्रिएट अ चैलेंज ऑफ सॉर्ट्स कि भाई आप दिखाओ नेट जीरो 2070 का चैलेंज प्रधानमंत्री ने, चैलेंज नहीं बल्कि वहां कमिटमेंट दिया हुआ है. तो कौन सी ऐसी स्टेट आगे जाके सबसे पहले ये अचीव करेगी, इसका हम चैलेंज क्यों नहीं क्रिएट कर सकते हैं भारत सरकार की तरफ से? ये आप सोचिए जरूर.